do this race.
White and blue running through my veins. On the pitch where the glory remains. The cockerel stands brave on the crest. North London pride, this ain't no jest. From lane to the new shining ground. Echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time. We march on through grit and grime. Oh, Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. Oh, Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. Oh, Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. Oh, Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome along. There we go. Here it is. Our quick match reaction from the Aston Villa game where Spurs went down 2-1. Losing at home. Dermo, how are you feeling after all that?
I feel like I've been punched in the stomach by Mike Tyson and just left there. Look, we started off the game so well. We started off with the right intensity, with the fighting spirit, and then I think after we scored that goal and the chances didn't go in, we seemed to give up.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely, I'm furious about the loss. If I'm being honest with you, I am mad because I feel that certain players on that pitch did not give 100%, and I think we should have saw the warning signs on the wall. James, the writing was on the wall when just before kickoff, Christian Romero, our captain, our leader, didn't start, was dropped from the side because of an injury or whatever. But yeah, I feel it's a gut punch. It's a defeat we should not have had. But it's our third home defeat of the season, James. It's not good enough. I'm sorry. This is not good enough.
No, it's not. It's not been good enough. You can put it down to a bad day at the office, but we're having one too many bad days at the office. Certainly at home. I find. Look, I'll send you my my player ratings for the show tomorrow. but I can count probably on one hand how many players actually, certainly in the second half, really busted a gut for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit disappointing. But we have to dust ourselves down, pick ourselves up, and get ready for Monaco on Wednesday.
And that's all we can do. That is all we
Yeah.
can do, isn't it? It's a quick turnaround. We've got 7 games in 22 days now, which is
Yeah.
It's a lot of games. But today's game, I mean, I don't get it, James. I do not get it that we can play so poorly, so good at Leeds, and turned up and play so poorly at home. And again, today was a chance to go second in the league, James. It
Yeah,
wasn't a case
yeah.
of not there. I'm bringing up the stats now of the game, James. And we can go through the stats, but I don't know how. Can people see that? All right, can you see that? Okay, stats wise,
Yeah,
I can make
see,
it bigger if
I
you
can
need
see
me to.
that. No, I can see that.
Okay, so there we go.
So
I mean,
yeah,
let's
I
start.
mean,
What right? Can we start with XG? We look possession. Tottenham won the possession, right? XG. What does the XG tell you? Because I don't understand XG, so maybe that's a good place to start. XG.
So XG is expected goals.
Yeah.
So, but expected goals is basically the attacking
quality of the chances, isn't it? To put
Yeah.
it easily.
Yeah.
The quality of the chances that Spurs are creating. So, to me, an XG of under 1 is absolutely shocking.
I mean,
at
look
home.
at Villas. Look at Villas,
Yeah.
like.
They created nothing other than scored 2 goals. They did
Yeah.
nothing in that game other than put the ball in the back of the net twice, and that is clinical.
Yeah, I want to bring Tequila in here. Tequila, I'm quite angry with this defeat.
Well, I've got to say, you know that I couldn't watch the match, so I had to listen to you guys. So I haven't been able to see
I need
the
to
match
send
yet.
you my Now TV login details. I'm sorry, I had to change the password. I'll send you them straight
No,
today.
it's all right, dude. I couldn't watch it live anyway. I could only have you. I was in the kitchen. I had to do
But
stuff.
have I a right to be angry with this defeat?
I think so. Yeah, because I think you think we're better than we are. I said that to you in the chat.
Yeah.
Because as I was trying to say to James, and I don't know if he agrees with me 100%, but over the last 2 or 3 seasons, Villa have been a much better outfit than us. Ever since Emery took over from Gerrard, they've been a much better outfit. Now, I'm not saying Villa are world beaters, they're not, but they've kind of replaced us in that top 4. They have. They were the ones who they pipped us to 4th last season when Ange got 5th. Sorry, the season before when Ange got 5th. And obviously, we all know why I'm lost. So my point is that they are better than us. So when we're playing better teams than us, I never really expect us to win. That doesn't mean I expect us to lose. And maybe a draw might have been sounds like a draw might have been a fairer result. Because looking at these stats that you're showing me here, they look like they were world beaters either. So maybe a draw would have been a fair result. But I wouldn't say I'm upset about it. No. Because they're ahead. They're at least a couple of seasons probably ahead of us. They're where we want to be probably within the next 12 to 24 months to get our quote unquote top 6 place back, because they and Newcastle kind of have stepped in and kind of taken that away from us. So now we need to get it back, and that doesn't happen after one window. It doesn't. It takes time.
No.
So you shouldn't be. You can be annoyed at the performance because it sounds like the performance wasn't great either. But like I say, it looks like that they weren't amazing either. So you can be frustrated, but I wouldn't be I wouldn't be devastated by it. I think this is a more likely. I think losing to Bournemouth for me was a worse result than this, because Bournemouth I think are decent, but they're not to the quality of what I think Villa are. So I think that was a worse defeat than this one. Did you react this way? Were you more pissed off at this one or the Bournemouth one?
Both.
I'm pissed off at both of them.
Both, yeah. If I'm being honest.
Well, yeah, I didn't like either one. Well, but I wasn't shocked at either. But I was more shocked at the Bournemouth one than I was this one.
Yeah, we played really poorly against Bournemouth. We were really poor against Bournemouth. I think what. Oh. I think what. No.
You're right. I like
James is having some connection problems, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Look, if you look at the XG, right, Tequila, look, and I want to read it up there, right? Total shots 9-8, on target 3-2. Tottenham win that. One big chance. Yeah. Villa didn't have any. Corners 6-6 and 2 saves to think. There's it. You want to look at the possession. I mean, we absolutely.
Yeah, the possession is one of those stats that can be. A lot of these stats
Yeah.
can be padded, Dermo. Like, yeah, you can have all the possession in the world, but a lot of it is what you do with it. Were we that threatening with all that? With
No,
we had more
we
possession.
weren't.
But then
weren't.
that could be just as us passing it around the back line.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Chelsea yesterday. You look at the Forest, had all that possession in the first half. Didn't take the chances. Chelsea came out second half, scored 3 goals.
Look at the through balls. No through balls. I mean, Villa didn't have any either, but look at the through balls.
No.
Touches in the opposition box. Okay, I mean, we that was much more. We had 27 compared to their 8.
Yeah.
So that does tell a story.
Yeah.
But as
Sorry
people
about
in the
that.
chat have been putting, no, you're good, James. People in the chat have
You're
been putting, and we said right at the start of the season, Dermo, that our lack of front men is going to cost us in scoring goals.
Yeah, we did. We did say that. I when Colo come on today, I thought, oh, here's someone, you're going to see something from him now. And I said to you in commentary, didn't I, James, in the watch along, send him back to PSG. He was woeful. We could go over.
But he only got 10 minutes though, Dermo. I mean, you say send him back, but he had 10 minutes. Second time he's played for us, he's only had 10 minutes. I'm not going to make a knee jerk reaction of saying send him back to PSG. But it's the more games that we play and the more games like this, it becomes more blatantly obvious what we're missing. And a striker is what we're missing. Someone who's going to be clinical in front of goal.
Yeah.
That's what I see. That's how I see it.
I just don't think we should be that. I just think that I understand we all want success. I understand we all want to do well. I get it. I just think that patience is something that not many of us have, and I'm not saying that I've got more of it, I think, than a lot of people. But no, it's like, I don't like these results, but it's just like I don't expect us to just be turning the corner almost overnight. Frank's got still so much what I would class as dead within this team.
Yeah,
we made a couple of decent signings. I know that Dermo's not that impressive. Simmons, I'm not going to judge. I won't judge that kid. No, I will give him at least a season before I really judge him. Right? He's not been a fantastic start for the lad, but I'm not going to judge him on it.
It's not been a terrible start for him. It's not been a terrible.
No, it's not been a train wreck. But he hasn't lit the world on fire. That maybe we hope that maybe he would. That's fair enough. But
yeah,
this team still needs so much work to be even on Villa's level, in my opinion. This is what I'm getting at. And I just think, Dermo, maybe you don't feel that we need as much work as we do. So that's why you're more surprised by these results. Am I right?
We do need work. We need a striker. I will 100% guarantee that we need a striker. Of course we need a striker. I think the strikers we've got are no good. They're not overwhelmed. They're very underwhelmed by what we've got. I think the front three needs. Why am I a bit frustrated with Xavi is a very good player. I get the Premier League is different to most other leagues. I get that. I understand that. But Xavi is a very talented individual. I think that I'd be questioning, is Thomas Frank playing him in the position he should be playing to him? Is he giving them the license to do what he wants to do? Is there sort of restrictions on him? Now, I'm not saying that Thomas Frank is at fault. I'm not saying that whatsoever. What I am saying is, if you haven't got good players around you, you haven't got quality players that can link up with you to understand how you play football. Football is its own language. I could go back to when Glenn Hoddle was at the club. And when Ozzy Ardiles and Ricky Villa joined the club, the first thing Glenn Hoddle said, at least have somebody who understands football. Because it's all about little link-ups and little link-ups and little, if you're going to tap the ball or a little flick on that player is going to be there. At the moment, we don't have a front three that does that. We have Xavi and we have Kudos. That's it. I think we need, as good as Odegaard was today, I think you need a quality left winger that works on the same wavelength as Xavi Simons. And I think if you have a front three that does that and have a striker who's going to be in that box, who's going to be there to take the chances, I do feel you have that. But at the moment, I don't think we do, Tequila. And to answer your question, I think you're right. I think if you look at the likes of Brennan Johnson, you look at the likes of Odegaard, you look at the likes of Richarlison and Colo, I think Simmons and Kudos look a little bit lost up there. They know they haven't got the quality of players around them to link up with.
Well, that's what I was saying in the chat. I was trying to joke about it, but I was serious about it. I mean, if you said why Simmons, because Simmons is probably, with all due respect, due to playing with better players. I'm not saying that Leipzig were the be all and end all in Germany, but they are probably a better outfit than we were. And we know that Paris Saint-Germain generally were as well. So he's probably a little bit shell shocked. He's probably looking at some of the players around him. Kudos is the exception, maybe, and maybe someone like Son would have been the exception. But he's probably looking at players like Richarlison and Slankin. He's not going to come out and say this, but he might think to himself, "Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be on the same wavelength as some of these guys."
I mean, what I'm hearing is there's a chance for Son could come back to Spurs for a during the MLS off season for a 6-month loan,
like Henry did when he came back to Arsenal when he was in the MLS, and a bit like what did Gareth Bale come to us, or was he at Real Madrid?
That was when he was
he was trying to get
Madrid.
fitness. He was trying to get fitness for Wales, wasn't he? That was his general motivation at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know about I don't know about Son coming. That seems a little bit. As much as I love Sonny, it's kind of like.
Do you feel it's a bit of a desperate move then?
I don't like. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. It's nothing to do with Son. I have all the respect in the world for Son, but just for a 6-month kind of like, it just seems like no, like go and enjoy yourself in America, mate.
You've done that. You've enjoyed your enjoyed your time at Tottenham.
Enjoy your quote unquote retirement, or your go and just do the one club thing. Don't have multiple clubs.
Wayne Bonner here is saying Simmons. And can I just say big up to everyone that's in the chat. Big up to Wayne Bonner and Ryan. Where the hell were you for the watch along? I'm sorry. Means I will be sending out the hitman to look at you all. He does have a particular set of skills. I don't know what they are. One of them is tiggling, apparently. He's a very good tiggler. So, maybe he can set that into interaction. But big up to you, Wayne.
Let's hope the hitman's got better shots than our forwards do.
Oh, this man does. This man does, believe me. He works in an environment where he has to be, which is the local tiggling.
Can he play up front though, mate?
He can, Apparently he threatens people with putting them into big cages if they don't do their job. So Thomas Frank has been on the phone to him about setting up cages at Tottenham Hotspur training ground, and James patrolling the area. So there you go. So will he be sticking lions in with them, or monkeys in with them, or just
kangaroos?
Just solitude, put them on their own, away from everyone. What's your plan?
Well, that'd be telling.
Sonny's good, but he wasn't today. He needs to release the ball or shoot quicker. I agree with that. I said that in the watch along. He did. He keeps the Kudos as well. Was guilty of that today, by the way, as well.
A couple of times, yeah.
Well, Kudos should know better by now because this is his third season. But Simmons, maybe like I say, you need to give him a chance to adapt to the league. Come back to me next year with him. That's how I look at it. Kudos should know better. This is his third season now, so he shouldn't be. That's different.
Yeah. I want to say big up to everyone. I was down the pub watching the game, trying not to swear. I failed.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, we're starting it from Tuesday and for Wednesday. It's just we're on a bit of a tight time frame today. Tequila has to get ready for D&D, which I'm sadly pulling away from. I will explain to Tequila after the show. And then James has got to do stuff because he's back at work tomorrow.
Lucky you, James.
What's this mean? Hurry up. Right. Okay. If you have to drop out, James, you can drop. Me and Tequila will go for a few more minutes.
Yeah. I do apologise. I'm proper strapped for time right now, so I will. I'll speak to you both later. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
James.
Speak to you later. Okay. Bye bye. And there is the man, the governor himself, James,
Big
as
James.
he pops out. Big James. You've got Big Meeks, and we have Big James. Just to finish this off, Tequila. We've got 7 games now and 6 games in 21 days now. How important is it for us to get a result against Monaco now? Because we've got Everton away next Sunday.
How important is it?
Is Wednesday now become really important? We get a result before the game against
I don't really see how that should impact the Premier League. It's important if you want to kind of get to the if you want to get to, it depends. If you want to get through to the playoff round, then we can as long as you finish in the top 24, isn't it? Which we should do.
I mean, for confidence,
we're not that bad.
I mean for confidence, like, because they would have lost a lot of confidence today against Villa.
See, I don't see it that way. It's like should they have lost a lot of confidence?
I thought did
should
you
you know, is it that kind of like? Do you think that should they be ashamed of themselves for losing to Villa?
I think they should be angry with themselves that they didn't take the opportunity.
But they can be angry. Well, being angry can be you can be angry, and that can generate that can make you play better. But you're talking about like shame. That's a little different. I don't think that there's any shame losing to Villa. They can be angry at themselves, and hopefully Frank, if he's worth his salt, and hopefully he is, he can galvanize them to channel that aggression to get a good performance. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, again, Dermo, you asked me this a couple of weeks ago. At this point in the season, we're in 6th place, I believe. That's still higher than I think we're going to finish. Now, Dave was on the show the other day, and he made some very valid points regarding the quality of the teams we've played. And it does seem like City's the exception because yes, we went ahead and we overachieved on that one. But Villa, I'd say, probably is the sterniest test we've had so far at our place.
I think we were guilty today of not taking chances. I just think we were really guilty of not taking chances.
It sounds like it was quite. It sounds like it was quite close. We weren't destroyed, and we didn't destroy them. So it sounded like it really could have been. That's why I think it seems like probably a draw might have been a fairer result. But there's small margins in it. There wasn't that much in it, and I wouldn't expect there to be because Villa aren't world beaters. They're better than us, but they're not like. They'll be lucky to finish in the top. They won't finish top 4 either. So. We might end up being very close to them at the end of the season in that 6th to 9th kind of bracket. I do think they'll be there or thereabouts alongside us, maybe slightly ahead of us, but not by much. My point is, there's not much. I don't think there's that much in it. I think they're a little bit better. I think they're probably like 12 months ahead of us. If I think,
I would agree with that. I probably would agree with that.
So when we go to play them at Villa Park, I can easily see us getting something there. We won't be favourites, but that wouldn't be a shock to me either if we go to Villa Park and beat them by a goal or so, because there's not that much in it with us and them.
So is the next month then really important for us then, Tequila? I mean, you've got games against Arsenal, we've got Manchester United, we've got Everton away, we've got Man United at home, we've got Arsenal away. November's Chelsea at home as well. Our home form is slipping. I'm going to admit that. I'm really worried about our home form. Away from home, we're doing really well. At home, we're doing really poorly. Is there any pressure, do you think, from last season? And we keep using last season as an example. We were so shit, but I think we're better. We're better than where we ended. So.
No, not from me. Not from me. I don't know about other people. Not from me. If you were a big fan of Postecoglou, and you shouldn't be, considering what we've just seen happen over the last couple of days, you shouldn't have any faith in that horse anymore. But
I think you were vindicated by yesterday.
I have been, and people can say whatever they want to me now. I'm more than vindicated with that now. So the point is that even though we're not pulling up trees, I still don't think it's anywhere near as calamitous as it was under Ange. we're still
No.
a much more solid outfit. Will we score as many goals? No, we probably won't. But we're also not shipping. I know we shipped 2 today, but I mean overall, there's a plan. There is a plan. There's a structure, Dermo. And it won't
I would
always
agree with
work,
that.
but there is a structure, isn't there? There's a
would agree with
structure
that.
there.
I agree with that. There is a structure there, and you can see the structure. Yes, we are losing Romero. I think for the game was a big blow.
Well,
for us,
that didn't help. We lost our best defender probably. So.
But Danso didn't do too badly actually when he came on. To be fair,
No,
to him.
he's a decent squad player. I don't think he's but he's good to have him back up.
Yeah, I think he's better than Dragosin, if I'm being honest.
I think he's already shown a lot more than I don't know what I don't think Dragoson's got a future with us.
No, I don't. But our forward line really needs changing. Just one last question, then we're going to end off, Tequila. If we know what's coming on with the 100 million being invested, we know that's not all for transfers, but they said there was more coming. What do you want to see in January? Now we've got Paratici back. We have the transfer sort of team in place. We know that Thomas Frank, Vinay, for Fabio and Johan all get together and have a meeting. What do you want to see in January? Where's the number one target for you in January?
I don't really want to see anything particularly in January. I'd rather them save the money and plan it and have a proper idea for next window. If an opportunity, quote unquote, that's the key word the Spurs love. If an opportunity arises that they can get a proper quality player they actually want, not a panic signing, Dermo, then of course it's going to be a forward. The chances of getting a real top quality forward in January is very, very low. Because most teams won't want to sell it, especially mid-season. You got to remember that a lot of teams are still going to be most likely one of these top quality strikers is going to be from a European team in Europe. So if they're still in the competition, be it Europa or be it Champions League, they're certainly not going to want to sell. So the chances are we're not. The best we can probably hope for is maybe a 6-month loan or not a quality striker. And if we're not going to get a proper quality striker, no, because he's not what I no. I don't hate Tony. And if you want to bring him in,
is he better than what we've got?
He's better than Richie.
Yeah. Is he better than Solanke?
I think he's probably of a similar mold. I think he's probably a bit more of a goal threat than Solanke. I got no, and the fact is, one thing that there is going for him is obviously you've got the Frank factor. He knows the player. That means that we know that he can get stuff out of him. So there'll be no surprises. So maybe only because of their past relationship, I would be more for that than I would if we had another manager. But if it's a 6-month loan to tide us over, then fine. But not on a permanent. If we're going to get a proper striker, I think we didn't go for one in the summer, and now we have to wait until next summer. And we need to be planning for it now, though. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
we can't be doing this. We need to be planning for it now. Now, I know people are going to say to you, Tequila, you can't plan for it now because we don't know where we're going to finish, so we don't know if we're going to be in Europe.
Well, you can.
You can plan to a certain degree. You can also have a backup. When I mean a backup, you can say, okay, so if we get into the European, we'll go for so and so. If we don't and we finish 8th and we don't get into Europe, which is what I personally expect, then obviously we can't attract that one. But we've got the tier below, and that's our guy, and we're going to go for it. And we're going to make sure the player's interested in all these things, not leaving it to the last minute. This is what I want to see more than anything. It's a different approach to transfers. Now that Levy's out of the way, I want to see a proper approach to transfers, not this opportune stuff that we always hear about, waiting to get a good deal. I don't care if we have to pay over the odds a little bit. If it's the one, well, that's fine. If you have to play over the odds to get the player that we really want next summer, then fine. But as for January, I don't care if we don't bring anyone in. It doesn't bother me. I know it sounds weird, but it doesn't.
My bollocks are better than Richie. Fair enough.
He's right. He's right.
Yeah, he's right. Frank's the right manager. I think we all agree Frank's the right manager for Spurs. But he this season simply about settling and building. We need a damn strike in January. Alone or permanent, I agree with that 100%. United are 1-0 up against Liverpool at Anfield, by the way. That's the latest from there. I did back United to win. I put a €5 bet on United winning 2-1. So, come on, halfway there.
Well, I wouldn't be happy
Who?
about that because the worse Liverpool do, the more likely is Arsenal going to win the league. We don't want that, do we?
Oh, do you know what? I couldn't care less. I gave up. Right. I don't want Arsenal to win the league when we had all this bullshit with Man City to January to the Man City thing, Tequila.
Well, no, I'm not
I give
suggesting
up.
the Spurs. I'm not suggesting the Spurs throw a
Yeah.
game. I'm just saying that in this, I'd rather Liverpool beat United. Not because I
Yeah.
hate United, but because I don't want
Yeah,
Arsenal to win the league.
No, look, if Arsenal won the league, yeah, I'm going to be pissed off for a month, but it's not going to bother me. Do you know what I mean? I'll get over it, and then you just start again next season. But look, Liverpool may win this game. They may end up beating United, but I just think United look a bit more. I think Liverpool, this is the first time I said earlier that Liverpool have been in the form they've been in. 2 defeats in a row. How does the manager cope with that? And now, how does Thomas Frank cope with this now defeat? How does he fix our home form? And that is where I think he needs to look at it. If you were Thomas Frank, Tequila, going into that dressing room, what attitude would you be going into that dressing room? Would you go in with the attitude of, don't worry, lads, you played well, but we're unlucky? Or do you go in there a little bit like, I'm gonna give them, give them all the hairdryer, or certain players the hairdryer? What would you, if you were Thomas Frank, what would your reaction be? How do you get the most out of these players?
Well, I think he's quite pragmatic. He comes across as quite a pragmatic, so I don't think he's going to overreact either way. There's some managers, as we know, would go in there, would give them a right bollocking. He doesn't come across as that kind of guy.
No.
I also don't think he's going to go in there and blow smoke up the backside either. I think he's going to be a bit pragmatic. I think Frank is not beyond criticism. I think Frank is still figuring out. I think Frank still doesn't know what his best team is. I still think he doesn't know where to fit in certain players like Johnson into the team, if at all. I'm not sure he can be fitted in at all.
He needs to go. Johnson needs to go, and he needs to go now. I've given up with him now.
Yeah,
I really have.
Yeah. I think Frank. I think he's going to be patient. I don't think he's going to throw his eggs out the pram. I think you'll see more of the same, and hopefully he'll be able to tweak stuff slowly as we go, integrate the new players. I think Paulinho has been a good signing. We all knew he would be. That's why so many of us wanted him years ago, before he went to Bayern Munich. But I think you're right that Simmons might take 6 months to learn about England. Yeah, you know, again, we do have to remember they are young. He's a young kid moving abroad. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's French, isn't he? So
he is, no, he's
not
Dutch.
Is he Dutch? He's Dutch. You're
He's
right.
Dutch.
I mean, okay, so it's a little bit further away, but not that much. So it's not like it's the other side of the world. So
no, look at Stephen Birdwing. He didn't settle, did he? He really, apart from the odd game.
I know. Overall, I tell you what, I thought that we should have held on to him a bit longer, actually. But there we are.
There was a player there, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was. I think so.
I think under the, I look. I'm going to say this now. As much as I love Ange for winning us a trophy, right, and winning us a European trophy, and as I said, he was the third man in our history to win us a European trophy. That can never be taken away from him. But I want your honest opinion. Take off your not anti-Ange, but take off your feelings you have for the manager. And I want to, and maybe for the chat as well, I really want a diplomatic answer, or maybe that's the wrong word, but I feel, this is my feelings, I don't know if you agree with me, Tequila, I feel Ange put us back as a team under his management. I feel we've regressed to where we were, and I feel Frank now this season is to take us back up to where we were pre-Ange. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think Ange. I think, and you know what? I won't just blame him. I think Ange and the recruitment, and we don't know exactly how much. We know that Ange had said. He certainly said that they were his players. How much of that is true? I don't know. I didn't believe a word the man said, so he easily could have been lying about all of it. But let's assume that he was telling partially truth, so he had a say in some of it. So that part is on him. But the recruitment of our recruitment of players over the last 3 seasons, we had the initial has been bad. I think Kudos will end up. Well, I think he's already proven that he's going to be decent. Simmons, we'll have to wait and see, but optimistic about Simmons. And Paulinho, but Paulinho was not. There was no risk involved with him. We all knew about him already. That was an easy signing.
Would you buy him now? Would you buy the money now? Would you buy him permanently?
No, not for the money they've asked.
Right.
I'd negotiate at the end of the season.
Okay, yeah, but would you still buy him though? If you got for 15 million, would you say
yeah, probably for 15?
Okay.
Yeah,
because he's done well.
He's a good player, but it's going to be one of those things where you might get 2 years out of them. So then you need to say, okay, he's not a long-term answer though. But do we care about long-term in this season? We don't care about long-term. But a season or two from now, you will care about long-term. Right now, we don't care.
Yeah. So do you feel that what was that? Sorry. Do you feel Ange did bring us back then?
I think Ange Postecoglou set the club back in the league about 2 years, yeah. And I think it's gonna take Frank 2 years to get us anywhere near the top six. And I'm this year I think we've got no chance of getting top six. Next year we'll have to see about the window, but next year I think it's more likely. Not this year.
But will fans be patient enough for that? That's the thing, isn't it? It's us being patient. Yes, we're going to have
not if the football continues to be boring. They won't. Frank will get this year. Frank will get this year from most people, unless they're diehard Ange fans. If there's any left, then they might not give him a year. But most sensible Spurs fans will give him at least this season. I mean, they won't say anything till next season.
What's you saying to Spurs fans that are on X? Right, there is people on X, right, saying Frank out. This is boring football. We need a different manager. What's your saying into that? I mean, you've got Jamie O'Hara, right? Let's put this as an example. We are so frustrating to watch. It's painful. Why is Tell playing? Why is Odegaard start? I thought Odegaard had a good game today, so I don't know what Jamie O'Hara is on about. They are not good enough. We need more than that. Just long throw-ins. Our home form needs to be a million times better. I get it. It needs to be a million times better. But surely we're under a new regime, a new manager. Not everything's going to click straight away, Tequila. So the people like Jamie O'Hara, do they have a point? Or are they stirring the pot a little bit? Let me
tell a very, very quick story. I'm playing FIFA EAFC on career mode, right? I'm currently taking over Leipzig, funny enough. I sold 20 players and bought in 20 players. Yeah. That's a game. That's not reality. You can't really do that, right? So Jamie O'Hara asking for these players to be sold. I also want them sold. But what did you think was going to happen in the transfer? Did you think we were going to sell three quarters of the whole squad?
Yeah.
In one transfer window and bring in 20 players. And now, other than Forest, funny enough, who did do something like that a couple of years ago, I think they bought like 16 players or something in, didn't they?
Yeah.
One window. But that just doesn't happen. That upheaval just doesn't happen in one window. So O'Hara's right. I think the players identified, they would be the same kind of players that I'm thinking of as well. Odegaard, okay, he might have done okay today, but overall, you can't say you can give him a bit longer. He is young. So they're both young. Both those players O'Hara's mentioned are both young players. But it's just like we've brought them in, obviously, to be important cogs of our first team. And it looks like they are not there yet. They might be there in 2 or 3 years' time. And as what the pointer said, and a couple of other people in the chat, we should send them. They should go on loan. But we can't send them on loan because we haven't got the numbers. We have to keep them. But they shouldn't probably be in our first. They shouldn't be starting for us. No. They should be out on loan somewhere.
I mean, look, we are going to look more into depth from it. I think the first goal, personally, for me, I think Bentancur and Van de Ven could have came in and closed the gap for Rodgers' first goal. And then for the second goal, I think also we could have done a hell of a lot better. But our home form is worrying for me, Tequila, because your home form for me is your fortress. That's where you gain. You have to win your home games. Away games, you gain. I've always said it. If you can win your home games and gain at least a point away from home, then I think you're doing well. If you win, even better. But at least at home, you win your home games. And I do feel what we went through with Ange last season. I feel there's a hangover from that. I think the players there's no atmosphere at the games either. I think the fans should be up for. I think fans have to take responsibility as well for creating an intimidating atmosphere that it makes the opposition feel a little bit, I don't want to be here. And do you know what I mean? So I see football through a different set of glasses or a different prism, where I know younger fans see football today, but I see it from a prism where I know what it's like. I've seen worse, but I've also know that Tottenham can be an intimidating place. The stadium when they won it. You look back at Arsenal at Conte's first season. How intimidating did we make it that night? Why can't we not do that again and again? You look at all teams that are successful. You look at Arsenal. You look at Liverpool. You look at Manchester United over the years. You look at Newcastle. You got to St. James's Park, Tequila, right? That is an intimidating atmosphere. So
it's a golf spot, like Gina said many years ago.
Yeah, but do fans have to take responsibility as well?
No, I'm not blaming. No.
I'm not blaming the fans, but I'm just saying for the atmosphere. Should fans also be the 12th man?
I don't think you. If you're a team and you're relying on the fans, then you got problems. That means you got no faith in yourselves. That's how I look at it. I also think, Dermo, that our team is set up as an away team. We will get better results. I said at the start of the season, we'll get
away
better
from
results
home than at home,
and that's exactly what's happening, right? And I'm not a tactical genius, but it's not. It doesn't have to be rocket science. When I say to you, Dermo, and I would know what your answer is going to be because we've said it before. What's the strongest part of our team, Dermo? The three areas: attack, midfield, defense. What's the strongest part? Defense. Yeah,
defense. Yeah.
Right. So, is that more likely to help us away from home or at home?
Probably
away from home.
Away,
yeah, it's away
from home.
Yeah, because more teams are going to come at
look,
us.
I get your point. But I do feel fans fans do also have their part to play. They go there to support the team. They go there to make it an intimidating atmosphere. They do have their part to play, Tequila. It all works as one. When that place is rocking,
until the club pays the fans to go to be supporters, then get back to me. But as of right now, the fans pay very good money, way overpriced money, right? So they're not required to do anything.
So I'm going in December. I'm going to the Brighton game. I know hopefully you and James will cover the watch along that day, and I will join you at half time or before the game. But I go there. I'm going to give my 100% to the team. I will go up there and make it and give my all and shout and chant and do everything for the full 90 plus minutes to back them players to win the game against Brentford. I do feel fans have a responsibility to, even if Tottenham are playing bad, to try something to be the 12th man to bring them out of that dire situation. I've been to plenty of games where we've conceded a goal, say in the first minute, and the whole stadium has erupted, like shout, "Well, come on, you Spurs," to show the team, come on, we can get back into this. I do feel you have to make your stadium an intimidating stadium. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is not intimidating. It's easy to go and play at. Yes, it's how we play. But also I think the fans have to make it intimidating. They have a job to do. The players on the pitch have a major job to do because the fans have to feed off what's happening on the pitch. So is that the problem then? Is it the tactics we're playing? It isn't. If the players are not at it, then does that feed into the stands that they're not at it?
The only part I agree with you on this, right? I know where you're coming from. You're talking about, I understand it. You want to make your home a fortress. You want to have a hostile atmosphere like places like Leeds and Millwall. And,
yeah.
I get it to a certain degree, but also fans have to believe in the players. And when you look at the majority of our players, not all, but the majority of them, what is there to believe in? Well, you tell me the people. Tell me the people. Well, this is what I mean. Who are we believing in?
Yeah,
we're believing what Kudos is going to do. Okay, maybe a little bit in Kudos. Why? Because he's got that that flair that he can create something out of. He's one of the only ones who can, by the way, who can create something out of nothing. Most of them can't. So who are we believing in? What, Romero? Maybe a little bit to be our defensive leader. I know he wasn't there today, but maybe him. But who else? Van der Ven, a little bit. But there's not many, is there? There's not many. There's not many. How many of the players, right? We're talking about captain. How many of the players there rally the fans behind them? How many of these players that we've got have that charisma and that innate will what we're going to get behind? Because I don't see many. I'm not slagging off Frank or this shit. I haven't seen any for years. Kane was the last. Kane was the last one. That's it.
Are we still having? Look, a question here. I think needs to be asked, and maybe it's a show we can do it into a debate show, because I think it's worth having a debate over. You look at today's performance, right? And James said earlier about Sonny coming back and you being dead against it. I think I'm in your corner on this, to be fair to Kilo. I think Sonny's done his job for the club. I think coming back would only ruin what any...
I don't like it. Yet.
Ruin. I think it ruined it. So, I don't know. I get it. But I will stick by what I said. When you look at Simmons and you look at Kudos and you look at the rest of the players around them, it's all about connections, isn't it? It's all about feeding off the other players' way of thinking. We haven't got Manderson. We know Harry Kane is 56 million in the summer, or around that figure. Should Tottenham now be pulling out every stop to get Harry Kane to come back?
Yes, but I don't think he wants to. I don't know him.
I don't think he wants to either. I agree with you on that.
I don't know him personally. I'm not in the know demo. I have none of this stuff.
No.
I'm just thinking, if Kane, I don't think he wants to. I know that we don't want to feel that way. We don't want to think that he thinks badly of us. And I'm not saying he thinks badly of us, but I don't think he'd consider it. Maybe when he's 35, I think maybe then there's a chance. He might end his career with us, but his career probably isn't going to end within the next 2 or 3 seasons. But I could see him ending his career with us. Are we okay with that though, or do we feel that that's not very nice? He won't touch us again until he wants to retire. Then we'll come back for one last season or something. Are we okay with that? I don't know. Are we?
Are we also missing Madison?
Well,
I think we are.
Yeah.
I will say, did you watch that video Madison put out about his ACL? I think it gives a great insight.
I've heard about it. You were telling me about Johnson being an idiot on it. That's all I know.
Yeah. And that today, I mean, you look at, United nearly went 2-0 up there. Nearly there. Look, I think we are missing Madison, but look, Tequila, we're going to let you go because I know you've got things to do this evening, sir. So we're going to let you go. And we're going to finish off here. We are back tomorrow with Final Score tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So join me for then. We've also got the player ratings. Once I get James's player ratings over, I will put that into a video. Now, I may do that as a members only video tomorrow, guys. Also, I will put together the Fantasy Football League, but that will be on Tuesday because there is a match on Monday as well. So it's no point doing the league tomorrow. So that will be Tuesday. Tuesday will be pre-game thoughts. The video will be out on Wednesday morning. Tuesday morning for the predicted lineup. So do watch that if you can. Also, starting a new show, pre-record or members only, of rolling through the years where we look back at previous games when we're playing. I was going to do one for Villa. I didn't have enough time to do it, but I'm doing it for Everton. So watch out for that as well. The little bit of trip down memory lane where I love talking about histories. Very last question to kill before we go. They had the full fans forum the other night, and statues are going to be put up outside Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They have the permission now.
Did they say when?
They're looking around for where to put them. They've got permission to put them up, and it's down to the fans which statues do go up. So Vino was very much, he's in favour of putting statues up and celebrating our pasts.
Did anybody ask them? I'm guessing the answer is no, but I'll ask you. I don't suppose anyone said to them, how come it never happened sooner? Why did it take this long?
I think the question, I need to watch the whole fan forum. I think that question was asked to Killer. I think Levy didn't want them up there.
It looks that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. I look. I think it's brilliant. How long have I been banging on about putting statues up, Tequila?
Oh yeah, for ages. And I think most fans, especially the older generation, 100% agree with you, dude.
Yeah. I think it's great. Tequila, where can people find you, sir?
Obviously, you can find me on here, and I am on the Play Pouch, which is a gaming channel for some 40-year-old nerds and Com, who's nearly there. And there should be some streams coming up within the next couple of days. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 and Metal Gear Solid, I believe.
Yeah,
Thanks so
and
much.
also, Guy, me and James are going to kick off Double Dum Gaming again. We're going to start doing some Football Manager. There will be some F1 25 on there, and also FC 26. I'm surprised Tequila hasn't done you haven't done a management thing.
No,
On the channel.
I was thinking about it, but it's just like I might do one of Spurs, but the way I play it is I play like a kind of realistic one. So I started off with Barnet, which is the closest team to where I live, I guess. Other than Luton, I'm not playing. I refuse to play. I will never play as Luton, so I have to go for Barnet. And then I managed Juventus. I relegated Ange Postecoglou, which just made me smile. Sorry, it did. And now I'm manager of Leipzig. So there we are. That's it.
I quite like that. I mean, I'm doing a management that Tottenham start with a transfer embargo and a 20-point deduction at the start of the season.
Yeah, that'll be interesting first season. See where you finish.
Yeah. So that's something I'm doing, but I'm going to start the channel. But guys, thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate the numbers for this show have been unbelievable, especially over at X here on YouTube as well, guys. Thank you so much. We are only one subscriber away from 1,200. I mean, can somebody please come over?
Come on, guys. Go and use an alternate account. Don't say YouTube. I said that, but come on, guys.
Yeah. Come on. We wanted to get up there before the first international break. We're 199, so come on, come over and do that. Guys, thank you all for watching. We are back tomorrow with stuff. Pre-records up as well. So do join us. We're back Wednesday with all your match day stuff. Then Thursday we'll be looking back at Wednesday. Friday, all your match day stuff. Saturday, there will be some pre-records out for Saturday, and then Sunday, full kickoff for Everton, and then we all gear up again for Wednesday for Newcastle away in the League Cup. But apart from that, thank you all for get over to the Play Pouch, hit like and subscribe on Tequila's channel, do it on Double Dum Gaming, also here as we look to get to 3K. Thank you all for watching. Come on, you Spurs. In Thomas Frank we trust. And go on, Tequila. You know you got to say it. We do have to do a Postecoglou interview, by the way, for a comedy sketch about him getting sacked at Villa, at Forest. So we have to do that, Tequila. So we will
8 games, mate. 8 games, mate. 8 games, mate. It's just who we are, mate. Just who I am, mate. 8 games.
There you go. On that bombshell. See you later. Bye.
Eyes on the